Hello everybody on YouTube. So today I thought I would talk to you guys about my favorite perfumes of 2022. Really, like, mainly it's the ones that I wore the most and ones that just really kind of left an impression with me, gave me memories, things to where I associate like that part of the year with that perfume, and just the perfumes that I really got to know more. The first one I want to talk about is Pas Ce Soir from BDK. This is not usually the kind of scent that I go for. I'm huge on vanilla. I don't go for a lot of like super like fruity perfumes, but this one is very fruity, and it also has kind of like a burnt sugar thing going on as well, and a pepperiness, mainly in the opening. The thing about this that just makes me enjoy it so much is that the fruit in here is very tangy and tart, which to me makes it feel a little bit more grown, a little bit more sexy and interesting. It feels very like fun, flirty, but also slightly dark and come hither. It does have patchouli in it as well, which just gives it more body. But this one is just really nice. I wore the crap out of it. It's a very easy to wear perfume. There's a scent from Bath and Body Works called Into the Night, and I always wanted to try it because that's one of the ones that is really popular, and I got the bubble bath of it, and I remember smelling that and thinking, oh my God, what does this smell like? This smells so familiar. This smells like one of my perfumes or just a perfume I've smelled, and it was this. It's a little different. That one has raspberry, whereas this one has quince. So it's not like they're exactly the same, but Into the Night from Bath & Body Works to me is giving all the same kind of vibes, and it does smell very similar. I would honestly recommend just getting that. Because that also, I think that came first, and it is just like a really good scent. Now I have like the lotion and stuff of Into the Night, and I've heard that the body spray is really long lasting. With this, when I first got it, it felt like it didn't last at all. It was like really powerful for like 1 hour and then was gone. However, wearing it this winter, whenever I've worn this winter, it has been really strong, and I've smelled it throughout my whole shift. So it could be one of those things where, you know, season changes things, or maybe just a perfume being able to macerate gives it more longevity. I don't know. But I thought it was worth mentioning that Into the Night from fucking Bath and Body Works is incredibly similar, and this is definitely in that line of like, you know, a lot of these niche fragrances that have gotten really popular on like TikTok and YouTube and whatnot, that really there's nothing about them that is particularly special, or truly like risky or all that interesting. For me, this is like, to me this smells like a designer perfume that I would really love, and I'd be like, wow, that's a really good high quality designer perfume. So yeah, I would say check out Into the Night. But also I love me a little indulgence, and I do like I have a materialistic like streak sometimes, okay? So I get it. And there's other BDKs that I'd really like to get, honestly, but that is something going into this year I would like to try to find more perfumes that aren't like really overpriced, that that and really get to know them and love them. So yeah, I'm gonna stop now, but yeah, Passé Soir, I really do like this perfume a lot, and I'm excited to keep wearing it. It's probably my favorite fruit-centric fragrance. So the next perfume that I really loved and wore the shit out of is Ylang Gold from Amicalef. This is like ylang ylang, vanilla. I think the fruit that's in it is apricot. Smelling this, I don't think apricot, but I feel like there is this bright, rounded sweetness that I can see that there'd be fruit in here. I think there's some coconut and whatnot. And this is just a gorgeous tropical vanilla. It's so, so nice. It smells so good. Really, really nice, really smooth, and just smelling it right now, like it's taking me back to summer, because this was my #1 reach through summer for the most part. And I would just drown myself in this. I'm really excited to start wearing it again. Honestly, like, I miss summer so much right now. I hate the cold, and I'm really over it. And I've been tempted to start like reaching for a lot of my summer fragrances again. And maybe I'll do that, honestly. Like, I like being able to associate fragrances with the seasons. But at the same time, by the time summer comes, I'm probably gonna want to have like a new batch of fragrances that I start to learn and get familiar with. So I don't think it would hurt if I got through more of this now. But I mean, I'm sure I'll still have plenty to get through the rest of when summer comes. This is really nice though. I will say, one of the samples that Fruit Chili sent me, thank you, by the way, Fruit Chili, I love you so much, you're the best, was, what's it called? Hanai Mori. And Hanai Mori smells very similar to Ylang Gold, especially on paper. On skin, there's definitely differences, but it is a very similar vibe. So that's another one, you know, if you don't want to like fork out a bunch of money for this, try Hanai Mori. That one's a really nice candied vanilla with a little bit of a tropical edge as well. And definitely a really, and it's a classic too. And we love a classic. But no, like, Ylang Gold's also really lovely, and I adore it. I really want to try the Nectar version, which is a more, I've heard it's more floral, and I really, like, 2023, I really want to get into more floral fragrances, and ones where they really, you can really get the florals out of them. It's not just like vanilla, but with florals, but ultimately just smells like vanilla, you know? Like, I really want to try some more floral perfumes that rock my world this year. But no, yeah, I love this. Ylang Gold, look at the fucking shimmer. The next perfume that I really fell in love with last year is Rosenda Matau No. 5. Most of the wear I got out of this was from my travel spray that I got a decant of. So I actually haven't really cracked into this bottle that much. However, when I do wear this, I do not spray very much because this one really projects. It's very, very strong and lasting. And this is like a really like heavy, kind of weird vanilla. Like a musky, ambery vanilla. There's like this kind of burnt rubber thing going on with it that is really what really drew me to it. initially. It really has a presence to it, and it smells really unique. I wore this a lot over summer, and that's when I really fell in love with it. I had gotten my decant back a year ago now, so it would have been like the right in winter time, and I enjoyed it then. But when I started wearing this in the heat, the way that it just fucking like, it just brought a whole new level to it. And it really mixed with the heat and the humidity really well, even though this is such a heavy, like, choke you out kind of perfume. I loved the way it was in the heat, and I'm excited to start wearing this more once it gets warm out, because when I've worn this recently, I haven't been loving it. I'll be honest, like in the cold. And maybe it's just that I'm losing my love for it, or it could be a weather thing. So I do think there's something about this that just hits different in the heat, but it's still really great for the winter. I mean, this is a really good winter perfume. This is when they just did an article on Fragrantica about this, talking about how, like, everyone's talking about how great this is, and it's just like a basic fucking vanilla. And you're all dumbasses. Which is true, probably, honestly. And they said it smells a lot like a Bulgari perfume that's much cheaper. Maybe Bulgari Black, I'm not sure. So, you know, if you want something that smells like this, that is cheaper and came first, maybe check out Bulgari Black. But I still adore this. It is interesting though, because a lot of these like super popular niche perfumes, a lot of times they've actually been done already. It's not even like you'll get ones that get really popular and then start getting duped all the time. But it seems like there's a lot of instances where actually the niche fragrance was heavily inspired by something that came before it, but then they kind of put this brand new shiny packaging on it, and it's niche and expensive and exclusive, and then it makes people want to buy it again, instead of maybe exploring like a good oldie, you know, which I've been very guilty of this year. I'm sorry, I can't help it. And I'm bad. Yesterday, I just wanted to buy perfume. I wanted to, you know, I had some Christmas money, and it's been a really, really overwhelming, stressful year. And I was just like, you know what? I want to go to the store and just get me. I got Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. I was like, I just want to smell like a dumb slut. And I got it, and it made me happy. Sometimes you just gotta make bad decisions with your wallet. Let the wheels of capitalism spin. Okay, I'm not judging. Okay, the next one. Another one I fell in love with this summer was Dosan from Diptyque. And this is like a really full-bodied, rich, fresh tuberose, but like really ripe fresh. It's so beautiful. It's so elegant, but it's also really sensual and just stunning. Oh my God, it smells so good. This is another one in the heat. Oh my God. I wish I had boobies. Can you imagine with this? Oh, I love this so much. Tuberose is really such a great flower, dude. It's so good. And this is definitely one of my favorite tuberose perfumes. It gets compared a lot to Carnal Flower. To me, it's very different though. Carnal Flower is a lot greener. It's a lot more mentholated and like and photorealistic. It's also stunning. But this one feels a little bit more sweet and creamy compared to something like Carnal Flower. And more likable, a little more basic bitch. I'm a basic bitch. I'm like trying to kind of not be as much, you know, but at the same time, like, I am who I am. I can be multifaceted. I'm not like fully a basic bitch. Like, I have other facets, but I can still be a little bit of a basic bitch. Let me live. Really good. Okay, the next one that I've worn a lot in 2022, and my favorite body spray, my favorite new body spray discovery of 2022 is Beach Nights from Bath & Body Works. This is one that had gotten discontinued, or it's like, do Bath & Body Works scents even get discontinued, or do they just like go out of season and then like come back eventually? You know what I mean? I'm like starting to learn that. But I think this had only been released for like 1 year, and then no one heard from it until this summer when they brought it back. And this is like a really nice marshmallow perfume, a little salty, a little chocolatey, has a graham cracker kind of vibe to it as well. And it's so nice. It feels like a hug. I love it. I love that it's kind of this marshmallowy, creamy, slightly chocolatey with like a kind of a saltiness, and the graham cracker shit. I love Bath & Body Works. I've been really loving Bath & Body Works lately, you guys. I've been getting all of these like sprays that they aren't selling right now, because you can just go on Amazon and you're paying the same price that you would on it when it was actually being sold at Bath & Body Works. Like, getting like older Bath & Body Works scents that aren't being sold anymore, it's not hard. But yeah, this one is just so nice. I love it so much. It's really fun to layer. I recently got Choco Musk, and I've been layering that with this because it's really hard for me to only wear a body spray. Like, I really want to be able to layer it with something that I know is going to have decent longevity. But then again, there's always the put it in your purse and just respray it throughout the day. Considering how much juice you get, like, why not? But this one also, I mean, it lasts well too. I say that, but I like drown in it and like spray it on my clothes and everywhere. So of course it's gonna last. It's really nice though. I love it. It's one of my favorite Bath & Body Works scents, and also like a cool summer gourmand, in that it kind of has a certain lightness to it, but it does smell really nice in summer. It feels like a nice like nighttime cuddle kind of scent. The next one that I've really enjoyed this year is Fleur d'Orange from Serge Lutens. This is one that came to my attention because of Fruit Truly talking about it a lot. And this is kind of, you know, one of the things that I was so interested in this year was trying to like find perfumes that had kind of an animalic dirtiness to them, but still smelled pretty. And for me, this one really hit the mark just like perfectly. And it also just has so many things about it that are very new to me. It's a orange blossom scent, and orange blossom is a smell I'm not used to still. Like, I'm still kind of learning it and getting familiar with it. When I had gotten my nose on this, really like the main florals that I was familiar with were rose and tuberose and jasmine to an extent. So this was kind of me wading into the waters of orange blossom. And it's this gorgeous, voluptuous, photorealistic orange blossom. Really green, really, really pretty. Um, and then it has cumin in it, which smells like BO. It gives it this dirty quality under this like stunning white floral. And it just smells so good and so complex and just amazing. I really love this. And it's one I haven't worn a lot this winter because I kind of got it more towards the end of autumn because I kept putting it off. I was like, I'll just get this next summer. And because to me, this feels like a summer. I mean, God, I can't wait to wear this in the heat. I'm really excited. And that's the thing. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot more use out of this when summer rolls along and spring. Like, but I did wear this for Halloween when I dressed up as Pearl from the movie Pearl and X, because I felt like, you know, she lives on a farm. She's a little dirty. It just felt right, you know what I mean? God, I love this. Smelling this again. I kind of want to put it on now. But I'm like wearing something already, but I might still do it. Okay. And then as we've gotten into the really cold months of autumn, one of the perfumes I've really gone crazy with is La Belle Le Parfum. And I've made a pretty big dent. I'm like, the juice is like right here. So I've worn this one a lot. This has been like a big reach for me. And I love this. I think this smells fantastic. The original La Belle I really enjoyed. When I first smelled it in the store, I just like fell in love with it and I couldn't stop smelling my wrist. But then when I bought it, I didn't wear it very much. And it never made me, I didn't have any wears with it where I was like, yeah, that felt good. Like, I'm happy with this. A lot of times I'd put it on and then eventually I'd get sick of it and regret it, which I had chosen something else. But with this one just takes La Belle and just like takes it in the directions that make it hit the nail on the head better. It just feels so much more satisfying to wear. La Belle is a great scent though. I think it's one of the best designer perfumes on the market right now. I'm a huge fan of it. It's like a stewed pear. It's a really rich, juicy stewed pear. Feels like it's being stewed with like brown sugar and some vanilla. And it has like a weird kind of saltiness to it as well. It has a vetiver in it that gives it like even maybe a slight nuttiness. It's really interesting. And but for me, with this one, it takes that and then it adds this kind of spiced cinnamon facet, maybe a very slight smokiness, but really it feels more of a just spiciness on top of that, and it just, I love it. It's a little bit more dry as well. It's not as fresh. La Belle is not fresh, but it's still more fresh than this is. I really like it. I think it's a really solid fragrance. I think Jean Paul Gaultier, like, when it comes to like the modern designer houses right now, I think they're pretty cool. Okay, the next perfume I want to talk about that I really have worn a lot and loved this year, or last year, is Lyra from Xerjoff. And this is just like one of the most like smooth, creamy vanillas I've ever smelled. Like, it just smells absolutely delicious. It's like the most edible, mouth-watering fragrance I've probably ever smelled. It has kind of a lemon pound cake thing going on because it has blood orange, but it smells like lemon, dude. Oh my God, yes. And it really, like, it smells like if someone was baking lemon pound cake in the oven. and you were just getting wafts of it. It's so nice. Insanely overpriced, but God, it does. It smells so good. Like if you're a gourmand lover, and a vanilla lover and all of that, I think this one is really hits all the marks. And yeah, with this one, I was able to get it for literally half the price it's usually sold at by getting it off of Fragrance Buy. So when it comes to getting a lot of these niche perfumes, I would highly recommend Fragrance Buy, or the different discounter sites, because you can get some pretty good deals with these. Okay, the next one I want to talk to you guys about is Cheirosa 71 from Sol de Janeiro. This is maybe my favorite body spray ever. To me, like, in my opinion, this is like one of the best body sprays in history. It's like a salty, buttery cookies. Even on here it says caramelized vanilla and macadamia nuts. Fucking macadamia nuts. Those are the best nuts there are. They're so like, I love them. And I love this. This is so good. It really does. And it has like white chocolate, I think. So it kind of makes me think of like if you were making cookies with like white chocolate and macadamia nuts in them. A lot of people say this smells like popcorn. I even, not just online, but I had a friend of mine smell it, and he said it smelled like popcorn, but he liked it. And it's fantastic. Definitely, like if you like a little bit more of like a interesting gourmand, you can't go wrong with this one. But this one is also kind of a love or hate. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people are like, ew, fucking smells like popcorn. That sucks. I hate it. But it's like, no, you're just a little butthead. This is delicious. I mean, people should be allowed to have their opinions, but they are buttheads for those opinions. And I can say that. I'm allowed to. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of use out of this one. I really like layering this one with Lyra. They smell fantastic together. And then last but not least, my favorite perfume of 2022 is Dior Addict. This has gotten me through as like autumn has gotten so cold that it feels like winter, and now winter. Whenever I wear this, it feels so satisfying, and I've just loved my experience with it so far. I think I got a sample of this back in 2021, and I was really disappointed with it. You know, I went into it expecting to be wowed the way I was wowed by Hypnotic Poison, because this is another Dior perfume that I guess at this point is considered vintage. I think it's 2004. That wasn't that long ago. Okay. I was 9 years old, and I'm like, I'm not that much older now. I was expecting, because everyone just talked about how it's like a sexy vanilla fragrance. It's the most seductive vanilla in the world. And so I went into it expecting vanilla, and it is vanilla, but it is not, when I smell this, that's not the first thing I think about. Because it's very green. It has a lot of white florals. The white florals that are in it, like I think it is like jasmine and orange blossom, and it might have tuberose as well. I'm not sure. I can't really make them out. They don't. It just smells like a gorgeous white flower. You know what I mean? Mixed with this creamy vanilla, but it's sweet and just complex and rich. a little bit powdery, in the most intoxicating way though, because usually when anything smells powdery to me, I like that. I like Iris a lot, you know, I like something that smells powdery, but usually to me it doesn't smell very sensual, you know. Where this is a really nice perfume that does have like a sensual edge to it, and just like a gorgeous refined femininity. I love it so much. It just smells otherworldly and unique, and I'm just have been very drawn to it. It's one I've never gotten a compliment on, you know. Whenever I wear this, I'm like fully wearing it for myself, and it just makes me really happy. Because it doesn't smell like anything that is being made now. It doesn't smell, it just smells really timeless to me, like it, because it doesn't remind me of anything else. But I feel like it's just really gorgeous and amazing. And definitely, I would say my favorite perfume that I've kind of gotten to know this year. Especially with how, like, I really didn't love it that much at first. Like, I remember when I first smelled it, I really hated it. And then it kind of warmed on me. And then I finally bought a bottle. But even at that point, I wasn't like super enamored by it. I think I got this in the spring, or the summer. And then when I really, really started wearing it would have been like a few months ago. And since then I've been wearing it like it's my most worn perfume of the last few months. You know, if I'm ever like about to go out the door and I'm having trouble deciding what to wear, a lot of times I'll just settle on this one because it just makes me happy. I don't know. Because I'll have ones like you know, Le Bel. I really like this one. It makes me happy. Or Ylang and Gold. Both of these are really nice and I like them a lot. But I also like know whenever I wear these, they're never gonna bother anybody. Other people are gonna like them. They're very crowd pleasing fragrances, and they're the kind that I can't just throw on without thinking when going out the door. Whereas with this one, whenever I'm wearing this, I never am thinking that like, ooh, people are really gonna like this on me. Sometimes I even think like, ooh, that maybe it'll piss them off or they'll find it kind of annoying or weird. But when I wear this, it's like, well, who gives a shit? I love it, so I'm just gonna wear it for me. But I still think it's likable, but I don't know. Yeah, it's just it's one that's become really special to me this year, and I'm super happy and excited that I got it and have been able to kind of get that experience with it. So yeah, those are kind of my most worn perfumes this year and the ones that I really gotten to know the most and loved. What perfumes have you guys really fallen in love with this year or worn the most? I think that's like really the funnest thing to kind of, when you get to know a fragrance versus just that initial experience of buying it and liking it at the start, but then never reaching for it again. It's nice like actually getting to experience them and then like remember parts of your life or like little segments of your life because of them. But yeah, that's kind of where I've been with perfume this last year. Let me know what you guys have been into, and I hope you have a good new year. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.